Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you are all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today we're going to be checking out a mod that you guys have been asking me to do on this channel for a little while now. And that is this mod right here. Here it is. This is a BMW M4 F82, and there are loads of tuning parts for this thing, loads of little extras and stuff that we can add on, and also some various versions with different types of body kits, including a Liberty Walk kit, so that'd be quite interesting to check out. I'm going to try and modify a couple of different versions of this car in this video today. So before we actually get into all of that, there's going to be some comments on the screen. These are comments and questions featured from the previous video. If you would like your comments featured, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'll pick some at random and feature them at the start of the next video. And actually there's going to be 8 comments today because I didn't have comments featured in the previous video, which means these are going to be featured from the last 2 videos that I uploaded on the channel. From now on, hopefully I should be back to normal. It's only because that video was a sponsored video, so I didn't want to, you know, chuck the comments in that one. And also, by the way, guys, you can follow me on Twitter by going to @Figureight on Twitter. Links for my Twitter are in the description below. And also, I just want to let you guys know that very soon, hopefully, I will be setting up a t-shirt store, a merchandise store. We can buy t-shirts. I think there's some hoodies in there as well. I might get some mugs, prints, all that sort of stuff sorted out. Maybe some stickers. I don't know yet. So if you guys would be interested in buying a t-shirt that had the Figureight logo on it, I would love for you guys to just let me know in the comment section below. It would just let me know if that's the sort of thing you guys would be interested in, because I'm quite excited about it, to be honest. But I'll give you more info on that later. So if I go into this car park right here, you will see a lovely collection of yellow BMW M4s in various states of dress, as you may have noticed. Let me just park this up. I'm going to have a quick comparison between them all. Okay, so here we are with all of these yellow BMW M4s. So it starts off with the basic version as we have here. This is basically a normal M4, which can be modified to be a GTS M4. Then we have this one here, which looks very similar. You can see that the rear ends are pretty much the same. The front ends pretty much the same. But this has a slight variation in the tuning parts for it. Then we have this one right here, which has a completely different bonnet on it. And I believe, yeah, as you can see, the bumper is slightly different as well. And this one also has big, massive, flared rear arches as well, compared to the normal one, which doesn't have it. Which means this also has a different rear bumper. Then we move on to this one. Again, it has an even different rear bumper, and it's got the proper Liberty Walk stuff going on the side. I think these bumpers are also part of the Liberty Walk kit. Not entirely sure, but as you can see, there is the difference of the front between these two, and it has big, massive arches. Moving on from that, there is this one, which also has these Liberty Walk arches, but these look like the standard bumpers, but it has like an extra splitter that's got these little hanger things on it, which is a pretty nice look. So if you didn't like the bumpers on the Liberty Walk kit, it's at least got the arches, and you can have the standard bumpers on it. And again, going around to the back, there you go, standard bumpers. And also, you might notice that these ones have some awesome ducktail spoilers that are slightly different from the ones you get in standard. There's the flat, then it has that one, then another one sticking out, and that one. Loads of different variations. There's so many tuning parts for these as well, with loads of different spoilers and stuff. We'll check them out in just a second. And then we have this final one right here, which has completely different set of wheels. Actually, which ones have... I think all of these apart from the standard one. So it has the standard wheels, then it has these ones on pretty much all the rest of them. And then the last one has these right here with writing on the tires. This is like a proper stanced out version with a pretty basic looking arch kit going on and the standard bumpers. I quite like the look of this one, so I think I might try and do 3. I'm going to do one in this one. I'm going to do a build with maybe the full Liberty Walk kit, and then I'm going to do a build with one of these 3. Okay, so actually before we start modifying one of these, I'm going to open up the bonnets and boots of every single one of these cars and seeing if there are any differences underneath, including engines. Maybe there's something different in the boots, and also we'll check out if there's any discrepancies on the interiors as well. Okay, so here we have them with all the bonnets opened up, and actually it seems to me that all of these engines are identical. I don't think there are any discrepancies between them. Pretty much all identical. And then in the boot, this is what we have in here. It's actually quite detailed in here. Look at this. We've even got this little hanging thing here. We've got this little compartment. Really nicely textured, but I think they're going to be the same all the way. There's that one. Again, it's all exactly the same. Okay. Then on the interiors, oh, this is a nicely designed interior. Look at how detailed this is. Look at that, we've even got this really nice blue and red stitching around the steering wheel. There's the dials, radios, got this nice carbon fiber bit here, got the screen on top, radio, gear stick. Oh look, we've even got this bit down here. That is a beautiful amount of detail, and then these seats as well. Look at that. That is lovely. This is a really, really nice quality mod. But as we go through all the interiors, they do seem to be pretty much the same. So I think these can be modified, but in standard form, we do just get the same interior in every single one. Yep. Right, so now it's just a case of deciding which one I'm going to modify first. So actually, let's just check out the base stock standard one and see what we can do with it. Okay, so here we are with the standard M4 right here. So if we go to spoiler, first of all, we have all of these choices already. So we have the stock, we have the P-style carbon fiber rear boot lip, we have the 3D design trunk spoiler. These are all just nice little ducktail style ones. Then we have a couple more options again with the carbon fiber on them. These ones are actually quite nice. Then we have this custom spoiler right here. I don't actually know. I presume that what this just came as before we put all the spoiler and stuff on is what a standard M4 comes as. To be honest, I don't know much about M4s or BMWs in general. I've never really got into BMWs. If I was ever to think of a BMW that I like, it would be like an older, I think an E39 M5. I think they're E39. Again, I always forget these codes. And probably like a really old like 7 Series or something like that. The new ones I like. They look nice, but I don't really know much about them, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. So I don't know if this is a spoiler, if this is like an optional extra, or whether this is something that the mod maker has made. I'm not entirely sure. So we then have the GTS spoiler. Now, from what I'm aware, the GTS is actually a different version that is actually sold by BMW, which is like a tuned version of the M4. So this one actually has a full GTS kit. So we can make this look like a GTS. So there's the GTS spoilers. Then we have the M Performance spoiler, which has got all like the M Power colors and stuff on it. Then we have these custom spoiler versions as well. All these big, massive wings. Look at the size. Oh my god, it gets even bigger. That is huge. And that one. And then this amazing looking one strapped to the boot lid. I've got to admit, I do like the look of these. I don't know why. It's just something about them being stuck to the back of the boot lid or just the back of the car. Just really appeals to me for some reason. I think it's just because it's just raw and looks like a proper racing car and not something you'd see on the street. Really nice. So for this one, I'm actually going to go for the GTS. I'm going to make this look like a nice GTS M4. Sticking with the rear, let's go for the rear bumper next. And actually, there isn't really many options on what we can do. So we have the stock, then we have the blacked out, that red thing, which are these. So what I think the red thing is actually just the reflectors. I think that's what the mod maker means. So we could go for those in black, or we can make them yellow, or just with the color of the car. I quite like how they look where they're just flushed and sort of just not as visible. I like that sort of two-stripe thing on that bumper, but I like how it looks with just the yellow, so I'm going to go for the paintable one. Then on the exhausts, as you can see right here, now from standard, it has this Akrapovic-style diffuser with these exhausts. Apparently this is standard and what you'd get on a BMW? I don't know. But then we have this one, which has a slightly different diffuser with the Akrapovic exhaust tips. Then we have the stock M4 diffuser, so it doesn't actually come completely stock. That's how it would look. Stock. Then we have that version with the black exhausts. Interesting. Don't really get many cars with black exhaust that I've noticed in this game. So is this a BMW thing or just a mod maker thing? I'm not sure. Then we have the RKP diffuser with the M performance tips, which again have this weird carbon fiber wrap around these chrome tips. Not too sold on those ones, to be honest. Maybe they look better in real life. Then we have the same diffuser with the stock tips. Then we have the Vorsteiner diffuser, which, ooh, that's got a lot more to it. As you can see, that wraps the whole way around the bottom. I like the look of the Vorsteiner. I'm going to go for that one. We could also have it in black tips or M performance tips. I'm going to go for the nice chrome tips on that one. Moving back through to the front. So we have the stock bumper. We have the front lip. Actually, I'm going to just fix this one up because I've got a bit of a scratch there. So that front lip basically just changes that bottom bit of the bumper and makes it black. Then we have this one with the M Performance lip. This actually adds a little bit to the bottom. I do like the look of that, although I'm not entirely sold on the blackness. Then we have this one. That's a little bit better. I'm not too sure on like that bottom bit being black. It's not really my style, but that one I quite like. Then we have another different combination. It seems to be just very similar styles, just different combinations of color. Then we have, again, a carbon fiber one, then that one with the carbon fiber and the painted and the black and the non-painted and the whatever. That's the fully painted one. I quite like the look of this. So then we have this one, and again, different combinations. Then we have a four-stoner diffuser, which is quite nice. It sticks out a little bit more than the Empower one, and actually flows better with the bumper, actually, because that actually, like, connects up, whereas the other one has this sort of, like, open gap on it. Yeah, the Vorsteiner one's nice. Then we have the fully carbon Vorsteiner diffuser, which just adds the extra carbon. And then we have the GTS front diffuser, which is a lot bigger than the other ones. And then we also have another little version there with slightly less. I'm going to go for the main big GTS front diffuser. Although the colour's slightly off. Maybe that just always is orange, and just the fact that the car's yellow is just a happy mistake. And maybe that's not a weird discolor. We'll have to wait and see. Sticking with the front, let's go and change the grille. So we have the stock grille with the chrome surrounds. Then we have the black kidney grille, which just gets rid of the chrome. Then we have the paintable surrounds. Then we have the chrome with these M-stripe things, which I used to think were cool at first. And then everyone with a diesel BMW put them on their grills. And again, it's like with the M-Power badges have cheapened for me. I mean, the cars are still great, but when you've got M-Power stuff stuck all over your car, it makes me think that it's not actually an M-Power car. It just looks like some sort of fancy, spec'd up version of a diesel BMW, in my opinion. So, I'm not really feeling that style anymore. But we could also have that with the black grille or the paintable surround, or we can have it fully black, which seems to black out the M4 badge as well. Yeah, okay, it just gets rid of the M4 badge. Then we have the paintable surround, and then the full black. Loads of different combinations. This one, that one, and then all of that like that. I'm not too sure on this painted surround. I don't mind the black, though. The fully black is quite nice. Although we could actually just go for... I mean, the chrome looks good because it matches with the lights. But, I don't know. I'm going to go for the black kidney grille on that one. Sticking with the front again, we have these different hood choices. There's the stock hood. We have the Duke Dynamics bonnet. We have the custom bonnet. Actually, I'm noticing it actually is bonnet on this one. So, the mod maker here is English, I presume. Then we have this one. I quite like this. That's quite a nice look. I like that style. So, we have that one. Then we have this one. Or, in fact, what is that? Oh, there we go. It's because it's that way around. You can see into the engine right there. And then we have the GTS bonnet. Now, if we're going to go for a full GTS, I figure let's just go for the GTS bonnet as well. Shall we? Even has a nice grille there. Very nice. On the sides, we have the stock skirts. We have the carbon fiber skirts. We have these custom side skirts. Then we have, like, the carbon extension, which is just like a carbon bit on the stock one. I like how that looks. Then we have this other custom one, the M Performance one, and M Performance Carbon. Nothing in the way of GTS, so I'm just going to go for that one with the nice little carbon bit added to the bottom. Not too crazy. Definitely works for me. I like that. Then to finish off, we have the roof, which we could either have as stock, which is apparently carbon, or painted. You would have thought that it would come painted first of all, and we would have added the carbon one afterwards, but I don't know. So I'm going to keep that stock because I like the look of that carbon roof. Then it's just a case of engine, brakes, transmission, suspension. We'll knock that down. How far does this go down? Whoa, that goes down a lot. But actually, I've noticed with this one, which is pretty much this one, but with different wheels, and it's already slammed already, isn't it? That's pretty much the same height. Although this one's just slightly higher. Yeah, let's just keep that with the competition suspension. I'm not entirely sold on this being overhanging on the tires. It looks really close, like it's going to scrub. I might have to get V-Stance out in a minute and just tuck those wheels in a little bit, I think, maybe. But there is actually a load more stuff. If we go to Benny's Lowrider Mods, we have all of this stuff to check out as well. But let's just go and check out if there's any extras. There are no extras. There is actually the ability to have liveries. This one doesn't have any. I'm not sure if the mod actually has any, or is just capable of having them in, and we just need to find someone to make them. But I didn't find any liveries for this, so for now it's just going to be kept stock color. But I will change the color at least. And actually, now that I'm starting to go through these colors, I've just realized that yes, that does stay yellow, and also yes, this black steel and the yellow is beautiful. I love how this looks. I've got to say, I think BMWs just work really nice if they're like black, grey, silver, white. When they're sort of like crazy colors, they can sort of work, but I think this is how most people would have them. And actually, I think that looks really, really nice. I don't think any of these other ones are going to be... I mean, like, they're still nice. White, blue, silver, rolled steel. They're all very nice, but I'm really feeling black steel. I'm going to go for that. For the wheels, I'm actually going to keep those wheels as they are, so I can treat this as sort of like a GTS BMW with those stock wheels, although probably these wheels would have been the GTS ones, I think. But, oh well, it's too late. We can't really select and change the wheels from any other of the BMW ones. And I don't think the other wheels that I have are going to match this car, so we keep those wheels stock for this build. So moving on, let's just see if we can change the interior colours of any of this stuff here. Okay, none of these colours are changing. And let's just give a dashboard colour. None of these colours are changing. Actually, what did the secondary colour do? Aha! Secondary colour actually changes the colour of the seats and the lower part of the dashboard. Right, okay, so what should we go for? I mean, anything too bright, I'm not really a big fan of bright interiors. I like them to be nice and dark. But seems that this isn't a black car. Should we go for like black steel on the interior as well? Michael agrees. We go for that. So first up on all the little details, we have the badges. It's actually called plate holder, but these do change the badges. So we have the stock chrome, then we have the black version, then we have the GTS chrome version, then we have a couple of different versions with black stated badges. I'm going to go for the normal chrome GTS badge on that one. Then on the vanity plate, which is actually front thing, it's something to do with a bumper, I think. What have we got? Oh, okay. Actually, I like that. Okay, this bit, when we were changing the color of that bottom bit, I didn't like it. When we change the color of this top bit, it matches really nicely. I like that carbon fiber. I think that looks nice. I'm going to go for that then. Then on the trim, this is all the stuff in the interior. So we have the stock trim, we have the fabric interior, which completely changes all the dashboard and well, actually the seats. And did it change the dashboard? It did. Okay, that was a lucky slip there. I actually got that right. So all of that changes in fabric. Then we also have the fully fabric version, which just adds the top bit in fabric as well. And also, did the seats change at all? Oh, slightly different texture, but pretty much the same. But also that bit at the back there, also fully complete fabric. And then we have the carbon fiber interior, which looks the same as stock. Okay, that one's very similar. I think it's just like the carbon fiber has... Ah, there we go. Extra carbon fiber details. What does this change between stock? Oh, it changes something on the back of the seats. Let's see... Ah, yes. It changes that to carbon fiber. Well, let's just go for the carbon fiber trim on this one, because I also want to keep these seat colours, because the other one's fabric changed seat colours. So let's go for the carbon fiber one. Then we have the door cards. I think this is just having to match it with the rest of it. So we have the stock, we have the fabric, we have the fully fabric. Then we have the carbon. I'm going to go for the carbon, which seems to be pretty much the same, just apart from this bit is now carbon fiber. Again, steering wheel. This is going to be the exact same thing again. So we have the stock, we have the fabric, which just changes this outer bit into fabric. Then we have the carbon fiber, which changes that middle bit to carbon fiber. Or we have a combination of fabric and carbon fiber. I quite like the look of that fabric wheel. Actually, I'm going to go for that because I quite like the idea of that fabric wheel with the carbon fiber. That's a nice combination, I think so. Go for that one. Then on the trunk speakers. I mean, would you want that in a car like this? Hang on. If we've got any other stuff that isn't under the bonnet or the trunk. Okay, let's do those first then. So we have headlights, different headlights. So we have the stock. We have black headlights with paintable strips. I mean, they're very similar. Then we have, I think that's actually just the main color of the car. Let me just zoom in better here. There we go. So we have that. Then we have the fully black headlight. Fully black headlight with paintable stripes. Then we have another different version there, another version, and then this one with the M color stripes, if you're into that sort of stuff. Do you know what? I really like the idea of the standard lights, but I don't know. Seems we've gone for nice dark colors with the dark grille. Maybe we'll just go for the black headlights. I don't know. Actually, I like the stock ones. I'm going to keep that stock. But I am curious if this does have the angel eyes headlights. Let me just give this a try. Yes, it does have angel eyes. In fact, let's just make this dark for a second. Yes, there we go. It has full... Oh, look at those. Oh, they're nice. It has full angel lights on the front, and then some really nice striped lighting on the rear, with our reverse lights as well. And where did we get our brake lights? Can I get some... Oh, there we go. Just for a second as I move forward. There you go. A little bit of brake lights. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Also, this sounds lovely as well. Being lit up by those exhausts. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so finishing off the rest of this, we have the aerials, we have the black cycle. By the way, I'm only doing this one car. I said I was going to do another 2. I think what I might do is just quickly run through if there are any changes and probably just show you the complete results, because I think most of these cars are going to have the same parts in them. The only difference is some of them have different style arches and body kits on them. I think generally, though, the changes that we make on this, you could probably make on these as well. You know, interior changes, changing this bit of carbon fiber, you know, whatever. So this one actually is the side stuff. So we have the stock, we have black, then we have paintable. I like how that looks in paintable, so I'm going to go for that one. Then we have the trim, which is going to be on the roof, I think, shark fin. Yes, okay, these are actually the vortex generators. Wish they were in carbon fiber, to be honest. Then we also have a roof spoiler and a carbon roof spoiler. Should I go for the carbon roof spoiler on that one? I think that's going to work better, actually, than having those big, massive vortex generators. Then on the doors, we have some things for the wing mirrors. We have the carbon fiber version, or the black one. I'm going to go for carbon fiber. Lots of carbon fiber on this one. Lovely jubbly. Right, so moving on to stuff in the trunk and in the engine bay. So we have, in the trunk, we have trunk speakers. And I mean, they're not even like, I was expecting maybe like a small build on the side with like a single speaker. No, these are 3 inverse mounted subwoofers in a tiny little box. These look like the cheapest, crappiest subwoofers you can get with the tiniest little magnets on them. Absolutely puny, rubbish subwoofers. You wouldn't have that sort of rubbish in a car like this. Whether it's because of weight or quality, I'm going to say no. And also hydraulic, as it's written there. I mean, why? Why? No. I mean, like, I say why. I mean, I don't mind, you know, when people sort of think, oh, you've got a, you know, such and such car. Why have you done this mod to it? I mean, like, someone gets like a really expensive car. Why have you slammed it? You make it unusable. Wow. Actually, I don't generally care about that. But I think, personally, for me, if I was owning an M4, I probably wouldn't do that. So, I'm not going to do it here either. So on the engine bay, we have the stock, then we have just a nice little painted engine cover or the carbon fiber version. Let's go for carbon fiber just to make this full-on carbon fiber. Then we have the air filters, we have the carbon fiber versions, or we have the paintable ones. Again, let's just go full carbon fiber throughout. And that is that all completed. And there is car number 1 done. Let's go for a little drive. Actually, what I was going to do was go to V-stance, wasn't I, to try and sort out this poke. Because it's just a little bit too close to the arches, in my opinion. It looks like it's going to scrub. So if we just go to V-stance, all I'm going to do really is just sort of change the track width. There we go. Just so we get a bit of shadow in it so it actually looks like it would work in real life. There we go. I think that'll work better. Although it is a little low on the rear. Maybe we'll just go a little bit higher. So we've got a bit of rake going on. I think that'll work. It's not perfect. I think I would have preferred it to look a little bit nicer, but I think that'll work. And here we are, out on the road with it out. Oh, here we are with our recently crashed M4 that we've just completed. God damn it, let me fix it. There we go. Here we are back on the road with our beautiful BMW F82 M4. Very nice. Right, now, again, as I've said, I'm presuming that these cars are going to have the same modifications. If they don't, I'll check them out and point them out. But if not, I'm going to now build 2 more of these. And we'll have a little thing in the comment section. You guys can tell me which one you think is best. So let me just park this here. That one's done. Let's do another one. Okay, so here we are with the Liberty Walk kit version. And actually, there are a couple of extras. Because this one does have this different spoiler from standard, it does have this one, then it has like a carbon fiber version, and then also this larger one as well, which is I think the one we saw on this one. So compared to that one, it does actually have a couple of extras on the spoilers at least. I think the rest of them are pretty much the same as before, or pretty much, yeah, they're just the ones that we had before, but at least these ones are new. And, of course, because this one has a custom kit on it, it doesn't really have many options on the front either. It's just got the option of plastic splitters, black splitters. Actually, they've got the painted and stuff around the wrong way with those names. But that's the painted, that's the black, that's the carbon. And pretty much same goes for the rear. These are different diffusers. All we can have is carbon, black, or painted. On the side skirts for this one, of course, it is actually different again. It starts with the carbon fiber, then we have the black and the painted versions, and then we have a slightly different one in carbon fiber, black, and painted versions as well. Exhausts, slightly different for this one because there are no extra diffusers. It's just a case of choosing the tip that you like best. So I'm actually going to go for the Akrapovic ones. Actually, no. Stock chrome. Stock chrome. Okay, so here we are with my almost completed modified Liberty Walk M4. I decided to go for like a crazier color for this one, something that would just stand out and look really different compared to the rest. And I've gone for the big spoiler as well. As you can see, I've also gone for the vortex generators. And now it's just a case of me wondering if I should change these wheels. And then also, I'm going to stance this one, because I feel like if you can have a Liberty Walk kit or something like that, maybe it would be a show car and it would just be stanced out with camber and all that sort of stuff. So for this one, I'm actually going to make this like a show car. So I think I'm going to change the wheels. But actually, sadly, all the deep dish stuff doesn't work because you can see the calipers through it. Sadly, it hadn't anticipated that some of these wheel mods would have deep dish stuff in it. So that's quite annoying because I was quite looking forward to having some deep dish stuff on this. I mean, maybe I can get this poking out, but I mean, if I'm going to camber it, I don't think it's going to work. I mean, let's just give it a try. Let's just try and stance this out first. Yeah, actually, as soon as I move that, I see that the calipers do go with the wheels and you can't sort of, they aren't like fixed to the car, they're fixed to the wheel. So as realistic as that is, it, you know, it does mean that we can't get rid of that, and we definitely can't have deep dish stuff in this car, which is a huge shame. However, whilst we're here, we'll get this all dialed in for at least the next set of wheels. So there's the front done, trying to get it as flush as possible near to the rim of the wheel. And then for a rear, it's just a case of adding a bit of camber, trying to get it flush and lowering it down in the exact same way so that we can get that really close. Oh, there's just a bit of wheel sticking out there. We can't actually get that as a good mix. I'm going to have that a little bit higher, but I think that's going to work. Now it's just a case of finding some better wheels. Okay, so I found these set of wheels right here, these nice 5 spokes. I think they're going to do nicely. They'd do the job, but I do think I could probably go a little bit higher on the front. But let's just move this out into some more flat ground so we can actually see for certain. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, it's slightly going through on those arches, but do you know what? I'm going to leave it like that. There's that one stanced out right there. There is build number 2. Let's now move on then to build number 3. And actually, sadly, I'm noticing with this stanced out one now is that this one doesn't have the awesome ducktail spoilers that the other one has. It's only got these tiny little ones here, so that's the best I'm going to manage with that one. That's a huge shame, because I wanted to go for one of those big, massive ones, but I didn't want the Liberty Walk kit. I wanted just this one right here. Oh well. Okay, and here is the last one complete. I have gone for this dark blue with fluorescent blue flip on the paint, and I think it looks gorgeous. Now, sadly, as I mentioned, I couldn't get the amazing, massive spoilers, but I think that's a good trade-off. This one, generally, I mean, it comes with like the stanced out wheels and, you know, it's got a bit of camber and stuff on it and some huge deep dishes, which is nice. But it doesn't really offer much extra than what the standard one offers in terms of tuning parts. So, yeah, sadly, we couldn't get the awesome spoiler. But on the front, we've got this nice full painted bumper here. And also, I've gone for the carbon fiber on that. I've gone for the black grille, full black grille with blacked out M4 badges. And also the black headlights for this one, just to be a little bit different. And I've gone for black there. I've gone for this normal side skirts that I went for on the other ones. And I've also got carbon fiber. Also on the interior, I went for full-on fabric everywhere, just to be different, because the rest of them were all done in carbon fiber. And we've also gone for a GTS bonnet, as I really like the look of that. Really nice look. And that's that one done. I am actually just going to quickly check to see, because we got these wheels here. Maybe this will mean that if we go to menus, customs, go to wheels, we might be able to use the deep dish stuff now without it sort of like going through. Oh, we can't even change it at all. Okay, this doesn't have changeable wheels. That's just that. Okay, so that's the wheels we're going to have. We could maybe hit this with V-Stancer and make this look slightly different, but I think, I mean, we could actually make this just even cambered than it already is, or maybe we can't change it at all. Ah, we can. Look, there we go, on the front. It works. We'll go for a bit more camber on the front, and then a lot more camber on the rear, just to be silly. There we go. I mean, the full build was what you saw just a second ago. Now I'm just being silly right now. But there we go. There's that. Fully stanced out, full show car style. And there we go. Let me just park this up over the other one so you guys can compare them all. And there we go. There is our 3 builds right there. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below which one of these builds you think is best this one number 1, number 2, or number 3. Maybe you just like bits of each one, and maybe you would combine them. Maybe you'd have like this one where you'd have like with the bigger ducktail. Maybe you'd have this spoiler on this one. Maybe you'd have this paint on this one. You know, change around the wheels or something like that. I'm sure you guys can let me know. I also went for the black exhaust in this one. I'm actually coming around to the idea of that. I like how understated that looks, where you can't see the exhaust pipes as much. That's really nice. But there we go, guys. That is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.